Hello everybody. Okay, so I did something exciting for myself. Well, sort of. So if any of you have been following my Instagram or YouTube page, you would know that I did the 365 Days of Skate Challenge. And yes, I have still been skating. Not recording has actually been really nice. I've been doing longer skates on trails. It's not as obligatory, sort of some kind of, going to do my own thing. But that being said, outside of just cleaning my bearings, I have done nothing to my Moxis outside of change my laces, right? So everything is still stock original as it came. And as you can see, my wheels are getting pretty worn. It's pretty dirty because I just got back from the trail. See, that toe stop looks good. But then you go and you look at this toe stop and I'm getting a little over the wear here. So I decided that, I needed to buy new toe stops, but thanks to all this COVID nonsense, I have been out of work since March. So I've been not spending on anything or doing anything. Not even going to the rink, which really sucks. I've gone to the rink, I think, 2 times, maybe 3, since COVID happened. Well, it was closed down for a long time. You weren't allowed to go at all. And now they're back, but they want to temperature check you. They want you to wear a mask and, want to take a blood sample. And they don't actually want a blood sample, but they do want your driver's license. You got to fill out a whole waiver, shoot a little beam in my forehead. Nonsense. I'm not into overreach, thanks. But nonetheless, I can't be spending $10 every weekend and going, because that's $40 a month, and I'm not making any money right now, and I'm getting low on my savings account. So I've been purposely not doing anything, right, as far as spending and my roller skates go. Like, I wanted to upgrade my wheels, but I haven't. And I wanted to get new toe stops, but I haven't. Well, I've been hearing this weird, squeak noise, which if you've watched my videos, you would know a couple months ago I started mentioning, my left skate was, miscellaneously doing the squeak, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I figured cleaning my bearings would solve that problem. It didn't. And so, I cleaned everything. I go down and clean the plates and everything with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I just get gunk out, get a little Q-tip in the back of my wheels if they're still on, to get the gunk out from behind the backside of the bearing caps. And just go around and get in there and get stuff out. But side note, by the way, I've skated in the rain a couple of times now, not purposely, it just started raining while I was out there. If the boots of your skate, so, they're suede. If they're vinyl, you don't have to worry about this, but suede leather, still looking pretty good. If they get really wet and sandy, okay, let them dry completely. And then the next day, all that sand will still be stuck on there, and you just take an old soft toothbrush and literally just brush it off. That's how I clean my suede. It's magic, works perfectly. But anyways, so the squeaking came back, and before the squeaking came back, I keep getting a blister on my right big toe out of nowhere for the past month now. I'll go out and skate and I'll get a blister, and then I'm like, well, and then I just keep skating on blisters. So I've taken a few days, 3 days off to try to let it heal, because I kept getting a blister on top of a blister, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I even tightened my trucks, thinking maybe I'm just pushing off too much, because I got them pretty loose. And that kind of helped, but then it felt really weird. I couldn't skate normally because my trucks were so tight, and that was bothering me, so I loosened them back up. But then I started getting pain in my left foot. And I do yoga every morning, or almost every morning, but normally every morning. So I stretch out before I go in the first place. So I was like, this really doesn't make any sense. I'm not doing anything differently. I'm not going out and doing crazy new stuff. I'm not hitting skate parks or doing anything. I would like to be, but I'm just waiting for all this chaos to end. But, and having come again. But nonetheless, so all of a sudden, right in the, right where your toes, my big toe specifically on my left foot, not my right foot getting the blister, left foot, where, the toe joints meet your foot, I guess, I started getting sharp pain, out of nowhere, right where the toe meets. And I was like, oh, what is going on? It was just my ride was just randomly shit, honestly. And it was I don't know what's going on. And I had been not complaining, but I had been talking to AJ, my other half, and then my friend Josh, because he goes out and skates with me pretty regularly, about how, I felt I was, my groove wasn't the same. I was having to kind of push off more. I felt, I don't know, the ride just didn't feel right. It felt like something was up. And I've been saying this for 3 months, but I didn't know, what was going on. So I just figured, maybe I need new wheels or something, So I had rotated my wheels. That helped a little, and cleaning the bearings helped, but it didn't really, the pain started after that. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going faster and smoother, but I'm getting pain. It doesn't, really make any sense. So I found out there's these little things called pivot cups. Okay, I didn't know about these, and nothing gave me any maintenance tips with my Impalas or my Moxis as far as instructions on this, so I had no idea. But if you look down in your skates, right where, you can kind of see it, right where this piece goes in, right where your trucks go in there, you can't really see it on here because it's black. I bet you if I show you on the Impalas. Okay, so on the Impalas you can see it better. Sort of. Okay, so you see how there's this little black rim right there in the middle? where that piece is going in. It's a little easier to see on there because of the fact that there is steel. So see this little black circle? Those are your pivot cups. And so basically, those little pieces are replaceable. They wear out actually pretty fast. And so how you check this is if you can grab your, well, you can take your trucks off completely, which is what I did to look up in there to see what was going on. But if you can take your wheels, and even if your trucks are loose, if you can, like, it's gonna be hard to show you, if you can rock them and you're looking down in this hole and you can literally see it shaking in that little hole, they are worn out. They're supposed to sit in there really snug, actually. And mine, like, I don't know, maybe you can see it if I kinda, you can't really see it. I'm gonna try to move it with one hand while you can't really. Right in there. If that is jostling, not like, oh, my trucks are moving, but like that actual piece sitting there, you can see that the little point, I guess, I don't know what you call this piece, but this point, you can see it literally wiggling in there. Time to replace them. Mine wiggle in all of them, and I actually discovered that my left one, I haven't taken the rest of them off yet, because I was like, well, I gotta buy new ones, so I'm just gonna, take them all off when I get there, which is what I'm gonna do today. Basically, when I took the front truck off, because that's where all the squeaking was coming from also on my left skate, hi, bless you, Snake. Basically, the pivot cup was actually cracked. It was full of dirt for one, so I got in there and cleaned all that out and put a little tiny drip of oil in there just to help reduce friction so I could still skate, because I didn't want to have to not skate and wait forever, because this isn't like, oh, you can just get them on Amazon. I actually ordered them from Derby Warehouse. They didn't even have, I wanted 10 of them, because that's 2 sets, because there's 2 on each wheel, so, 4. 2 sets equaling 8, so I could replace them twice if I needed to, and then just an extra 2 in case one broke or I ran into somebody who needed one or whatever. But they only had 7 in stock, so I actually only got 1 technical set and then 3 little leftover pieces, and they're apparently not getting the back end, which doesn't make sense to me, because nylon plates are, what Moxi uses on their lollies. Lots of people are using these exact same plates, so I don't know why they're not getting the back end, but you're going to have to look elsewhere, not Derby Warehouse, because they're not going to be having them. Anyways, so the plate was cracked, or the pivot cup was cracked. And after further research and cleaning it and getting in there, if you watched my videos from before, you'll remember when I first got my Moxis, I was having terrible problems with them pulling to the right. And they didn't matter. Moxi tried to kind of help, but not really. I wasn't totally thrilled with their customer service. Like, they talked to me, but they were just kind of like, it's you. And I was like, it's not me. Okay, I skated on other skates. I didn't have a problem. I ended up rotating all of my cushions because it ended up that they had been pinched down on one side more than the other. So when I rotated them, that fixed the problem. I rotated them 360, made a little mark. That's a whole other thing. I did a video on that before. But anyways, but you can actually see in my pivot cups where they were pushed up, like, so where those little points are sitting, they're dented into the right. There's these little dings where they were tied up in there, pushed to the right, which, hey, Moxi, check your shit there. I love my Moxis. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, so it was very much set up to the right in the first place, because you can see it in the pivot cup. But next to that little indentation up in there is a crack from where I had turned everything and changed everything, so that the pressure wasn't going like this anymore, and it was going like this. So eventually, over time, it created a stress crack. So apparently, your pivot cups, while skating, if they have a crack in them, can actually break apart and fall out while you're skating, and then your truck will just wobble out or fall out, so you don't want that. So skater tip maintenance number 1, check your pivot cups periodically, especially get in there with a little Q-tip and clean out all the dirt. I couldn't even believe how much dirt got up in there. It was ridiculous. Like 2 solid Q-tips both sides, just getting dirt out of up inside this it's a tiny little hole. Look, it is, these are the new ones, up inside that little thing, but in my skate was just 2 Q-tips worth of dirt. It's just obnoxious. But okay, so since that happened, I was like, screw it. I skate every day. I'm treating myself, even though I cannot afford to spend right now. I'm doing it. So I got myself the pivot cups, and I was gonna have to pay shipping. I was like, well, that's garbage. I'm just gonna meet free shipping because, So in this little box of Christmas that I just got in yesterday, I bought all new cushions, and they're red, so they match my skates. These are actually, so the orange ones that comes with the Moxis naturally are a medium density. These are considered softer. They have they're color coded by their scale, at least this brand is that they use. The Powerdyne cushions, because it's a Powerdyne plate. So anyways, these are their softer, squishier ones, and then the orange ones come next, and then I think it went yellow as to being the harder. I don't remember. I'd have to go look again. So I decided to go a little squishier, see how my cruise is, because I'm always skating on trails mostly anyways. So bright red. Oh, Oh, they're gonna look so good. I cannot wait. So, new cushions, new pivot cups. I'm trying out the gumball stoppers. I have been looking at these for so long. I can't wait. I'm not gonna lie though, when I opened them, because I opened them yesterday when I first got them in, like when I felt them, they feel almost like a little slick. So we're gonna see how that goes. Because the ones that come on the Moxis, I don't remember what they're actually called, but they're very rubbery. But these are made from real rubber, so go figure how that works. But these suckers are thick. They're huge. Look at them. And they shave them gently. You can kind of see it there, so that you don't have a perfectly round, so you don't get that whole, like, when you have fresh little stoppers and they're really round, they like catch and kind of bounce. I am stoked about these. And I even got the little screws of red. I love red. It's my favorite color, in case you can't tell. But anyways, so then I got new stoppers, and I am totally stoked about trying these. I have been waiting to try them for a long time, since I originally saw them. I have a my little niece friend, Charlie. She's been wanting to try them too, so now I'm going to be able to give her a you know, a roundabout on how I like them. And then I went full-fledged, guys. Got myself some radar energy wheels, and they are also red. These are the same, like, density as the Moxi gummies, so they are the same, you know, softness, gumminess, whatever you want to call them, but their diameter is, like, way smaller. So I'm not going to be so high up off, you know, you probably can't tell so much there. You can kind of tell, like, look at all that, well, kind of. Look at all, hold on, that tire rim left over. They're, like, quite a bit smaller. So I'm not going to be so tall off the ground. So that'll be interesting. Although I totally dig being high up off the ground with the Moxi gummies, honestly. But a lot of people say they like being lower because they feel more like able to, you know, do tricks, more balanced, more whatever. We'll see. I don't know. I've never been closer to the ground. Well, actually, my Impalas were closer to the ground. And so they're probably the same. So I'd have to go look up what the diameter is on the Impala wheels. But they were closer to the ground, and it was a weird learning period when I first got the Moxis because they were so tall. I felt like I was gonna, like, tip over in multiple directions. Now I'm really used to it, and now I'm like, great, I'm gonna feel like I'm, like, low to the ground. I'm gonna feel like I can clear things that I can't clear now, you know, like sticks and stuff. But yeah, so skate makeover. I'm super excited. I gotta figure out how I take these pivot cups out. They're pretty down in there, so I don't know if I just jam something in there and try to pop it out, because there's not, like, a little tool that I found. As far as I'm aware, they just kind of shred apart as you take them out, so if they're gonna break, you're not keeping them. But yeah, I'm excited. Good. So we're going from standard setup, and these wheels are still pretty good. They're fairly worn in. I mean, I've been trucking on these suckers. You can't really see it in there. You can tell all my print is gone. But I love them, and I love the black tire look. Honestly, it makes me feel like I'm driving little hot rods. But the Radar Energies didn't have black, solid black. They had black with pink. I'm not a pink type of gal. Like, sometimes I'm in the mood for pink, but it's just not my norm. If they had black and red, would have been right on that. But they were a different density. They were a little harder. So I wanted it to be the same as what I'm used to for being outside. I really like how gummy the Moxi gummies are, honestly. And they're perfect for cruising on asphalt. And I'm always trail skating, so I'm just always cruising on asphalt. But anyways, I am going to get to taking these apart, and then I will show you guys the after product. I cannot wait to go trail skate tomorrow. Hopefully it's not raining, because it's been raining every freaking day, to actually go and get a good, you know, runabout on my new setup and see how it is, and give you guys a little review. What was it like changing your cushions and putting in new pivot cups and putting on new wheels? Christmas, that's what it's like. Anyways, guys, I hope everybody is still skating out there. I know that, you know, things are crazy, but, you know, keep your head up. It's okay. Don't worry. I have actually been, on a side note, I have been considering selling my other Impalas, not the ones that I showed you, although they are the same exact pair. But the other pair that I got that I was indoor skating with, I've only skated in them inside at the rink like maybe 5 times. I haven't decided. But I took my Moxis to the rink last time I went to the rink, and that was like a totally different experience. And I kind of would like to keep doing that. I love my Impalas, but I have gotten so used to my Moxis that I don't want to skate in my Impalas anymore. It's no offense to them. They're perfectly good beginner skates, but after you get really comfortable and you have the soft boot, you kind of like want to stay in the soft boot, you know? But we'll see. I haven't decided. If anybody's interested, let me know. I have not made up my mind, so that is not a, you know, statement of absolutely. But I know there's a lot of people looking for skates out there too, so, you know, and they're in perfect condition, and I still have the box and everything, so they'd be basically brand new outside of rolling on a rink floor for maybe 5 times. It's like 3 to 5, somewhere in there. I don't even remember exactly. That's how long it's been since I've been to their damn rink because of all this stupid COVID. But anyways, take care, everybody. I hope you're all having a great day, staying safe out there. To any of you roller skaters that are like hiding because of how well, divisive ultimately the roller skate community has become, because it really has. It's saddening to me ultimately. When I first started skating, I reached out to all these different people. I had just gotten onto social media. I had stayed away from it forever on purpose because it's such an obnoxious place. But there was, everybody was open and friendly and wanted to meet, and everybody just wanted to skate. And then like overnight, if you're not touting BLM and running around with rainbow flags and being pro Biden, you're just not talked to. Like literally almost every skater that I talk to just doesn't talk to me anymore. Some of them blocked me directly on Instagram, just, you know, so like, whatever, that doesn't bother me. I'm a free spirit here. I do what I want. I don't give a damn about any social media friends, you know. But I would like to be roller skating with skaters because that's what roller skating is about. It's about roller skating. It's not about political social status. Okay, it's about roller skating. So if any of you are out there and you're feeling the same way and you're feeling a little frustrated that you can't find anybody to skate with because you are not super left, or, you know, I haven't met any roller skaters that are super right, but if you're not super left and you're somewhere else and you just aren't fully into that, feel free to message me. I will, sorry, my phone's ringing. I will totally skate with you because there's no one to skate with anymore. I got my like one friend. But that's okay. I started off as a lone skater. I didn't expect to meet roller skaters in the first place. I didn't know roller skating was going to randomly blow back up. It was just something that, you know, I wanted to start doing again that I did as a kid. And I had started going to the rink and I freaking loved it. And I was like, I want to do this. And I was a grown-ass woman that could buy her own skates. So I saved up and did it, you know, versus when I was a kid, I asked and asked and asked and never got a pair. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, so to everybody out there, just keep skating. I don't care what your political preference or, you know, any of the preferences are. I could care less. If you want to skate, let me know. If you don't want to skate because you have an emotional issue with somebody having a different opinion than you, then continue on with what you're doing. That's fine too. Don't care. But I will get around to doing a after review for this probably tomorrow or the next day after I get them all set up. Depends on the weather, if I get to skate tomorrow or not. It's been raining every single day. But yeah, I'm so excited. Oh, keeps going off, sorry. Anyways, guys, have a great day. I hope everybody's staying safe. Stay positive. I know there's a lot going on. Don't be stressed. Whether you're excited about what's going on or terrified or anywhere in between, just take a deep breath. Put your skates on. Go outside or in your garage or in your kitchen or whatever it is you have access to and roll around. Put some tunes on. Chill out. Have a great day, guys. Okay, so I got everything off. Got all my bits and pieces laid out here. I use rubbing alcohol to clean everything. I like using rubbing alcohol a lot. That's a little hard to find at the moment, unfortunately, with all this COVID, but I already had some that I had put aside in my skates for cleaning the bearings and everything. But rubbing alcohol evaporates really quick, so you don't have to worry about moisture sitting in. But anyways, so to get the pivot cup out, flathead. And you literally just get up in there and you just start kind of bending. Here, let me get it closer so you guys can kind of see. I've already got it popped a little. Just go in there and start kind of just squishing it out. You'll feel it start to move a little. And then just kind of shim-shammy it. Almost. Ta-da! Now it's actually really clean up in there. I'm surprised. My toe stop, literally check this out. It's ridiculous. Like, you see my down to the metal on all sides here. Some worse than others. Like that guy's real down there. My friend Josh was like, I'm worried you're gonna try to stop and you're just gonna catch that metal and like just face plant the ground. And I was like, that's probably a good concern to have. Anyways though, so you just put your little flathead in there and you clean. This was very gunky up behind my toe stop. Like really gunky. I actually had a hard time getting it out, and the bolt, I guess, technically, this piece that actually tightens up on it was like stuck on there. If you look really close, you can still see there's like gunk up in between the threads there on the toe stop. I think what I am going to do is take a teensy bit of my speed cream on a Q-tip and just run a little bit in the threads in there. I would prefer to have grease, like White Lightning. There's a couple of other ones. You want something that's not petroleum based. Mostly because there's plastic and petroleum eats plastic. Not that that is plastic in there, but I'd prefer to just be totally safe. Like if it gets up, because that does go all the way down to your, you can't really see it, but it does touch the bottom of your boot here, which is plastic also. Speed cream is not petroleum based because I already looked it up. But creams versus greases, in case you are not a mechanically inclined roller skater, with grease, it is a, how would I describe this? It's thicker, obviously, if you've ever seen it anyways, obviously, but it'll last a little longer than a cream, and a cream, it's more liquidy and thin, so it'll kind of, you know, move around, but you want to make sure not petroleum based. Greases normally aren't, but double check anyways. White lining is one that isn't. I was actually surprised that there was no oil on the trucks at all. I mean, I guess it makes sense because with oil or grease, dirt sticks to it, which you don't really want. But on the opposing side of that, you're protecting the metal. So, you know, you're playing games here. I live in Florida. It's damp everywhere all the time, so I prefer to have a little bit of lube and deal with cleaning the dirt out more often than to have it start to rust. You know, so pick and choose here. So I'm probably going to put a little bit on the threads in here, and maybe I'll do it on the toe stops versus the threads in here. I don't know how many, I might do it on both, but just a teeny weeny bit. I'm also, there's a lot of oxidation happening on, I don't know what these are called. Are these the kingpins, I think? I don't remember. Anyways, the little pikes that come out here that attaches everything. There's a good bit of oxidation you can see happening on there. So it's shiny and then it randomly gets dull right here and it's kind of scratchy. That's what's sitting underneath the cushions. I'm gonna do, I read and couldn't find anybody that actually answered the question as to if you should or shouldn't on the skates. So I'm just going to do literally, I mean like a dot on a paper towel and lubricate them a little bit, mostly because I want no rust, and oxidation means that there's been moisture and things happening in there, and I don't like that it's rough. Not that it's a problem that it's rough, but it just shows me that there's been wear and tear and that there's been friction, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna do a teeny weensy bit of speed cream, and then we'll, you know, if something weird happens, I'll let you guys know, but there shouldn't be a problem there. But anyway, so everything is out, everything is empty, pivot cup is out. Oh, let me get the other pivot cup out. You have one on both ends. There's one here, you can still see that one, versus this one, which is now out. I can get my index in there. Oh, it's got little ribs in it. Did that one have little ribs in it? No, it's only ribbed on one side. Why is it ribbed on one side? Weird. Anyways, so same thing. Flathead. Oh, you can't see because it's too tall. Get it in there. And just kind of go towards the edge. You don't want to like jam it all the way in. You want to kind of hook an edge, basically. That's probably what the ribs are for. Anyways, you're just going to kind of hook, and this one is being trickier. Come on now. There you go. Start to wiggle it. But just keep digging in there. You're not keeping it. You're throwing it away. It's, you know, worn out, so this one is making me out to be complicated versus the other one, which came out very easily. This one's like a lot looser in here for some reason than the other one was. If they're really tricky and you can get it lifted a little, like I have it, you can see it's lifted up a little, you could grab like, you know, needle nose pliers or something and scooch it out that way. I'm just going to keep popping it with my screwdriver. See how that one looks. Yeah, see, if you, well, I say yeah, see, like as if you can see. I don't think it's going to be too dark for you to probably see up in there. Well, if you could see up in there, you would see that you can kind of see it on the back here, actually, if you can see so you see how there's a tiny point in the middle? If you look at that point, as I turn it, you can see over here, it's pushed really hard to the right. You see how the point is not centered, it's going this way? That is where my original issues, where I was going to the right constantly, so you can actually see up in here where the trucks were pressed all up in there and pushing it over. So not too bad. A little crack in the right one. The left one actually looks fairly good, although it's deeper actually, which makes sense because your heel's pressing it. It was time to change them either way. I just wanted to see like where I was in there. But so everything has been removed. Everything has been cleaned. Snazzy. I am going to put in my new ones. Yeah, I'm very excited. And from what I understand, they should just pretty much slide right in there. These are very plasticky. That's so weird. The ones that came here are much rubberier. rubberier. Apparently you just push them in. I feel like that's a like a wider hole when I'm looking at it than the rubbery ones are. I wanna try something out here. Well, that is huge. That is a huge hole. I don't think these are right. Well, I showed you how to take them out. I'm going to contact the company because that is, it shouldn't be wiggling like that. I mean, that's like, so you can see, like, literally, like, look how much room there is in there. So these might not be the right ones. They are the right ones in the sense that I ordered the correct ones off the internet because I researched the shit out of this to make sure, but they might have sent me not the right ones because these are very rubbery too. And these are very, like, hard plastic. So we're gonna see what happens. Let me hold that note and get back to you guys on that situation. But that's okay. Okay, hi everybody. Alright, so this is gonna be a kind of strange video because it's gonna actually have bits and pieces of the previous video that I already technically made to do this. So I am changing my pivot cups and my roller skates. I have them all taken apart and ready to go. You'll see in the technically previous video that I'm going to use parts of that I already went through this process. I was making a video for it and the pivot cups that they sent me didn't fit. And so that was a whole thing. It's still an ongoing thing technically. So if you want to see what's going on with that, I will leave that at the end. But we're just going to get right into the working on the pivot cups part so that you guys can get right on that and not deal with the chaos that I've been dealing with. But if you need new ones and you're using the nylon thruster plates that come on the lollies, just going to go ahead and tell you to get on the ball. And if you want to know why, watch to the end of the video and then I explain the whole thing and what's going on. I'm still actually waiting on another shipment to come in because they didn't even send me all of mine, but I have enough to go through the process of showing you how to do this now. So I actually already showed how to remove the pivot cup in the other video also, but I will go into doing that again right now so you can see it. But what I'm going to show you first, since I have these taken apart now and it's easier to see, is that the way that you know your pivot cups, this little guy right here, since you can actually see this little rubbery black thing right there, you can actually see where mine's all dinged up where I had pulled this out previously and then I had to put it back in and pull it back out, try to size out the other one. Anyways, I'm going to show you how you can see that they're not right. So if your truck was still attached, you know, this is inaccurate obviously, but what you would see is that you see how I can wiggle that around in there, like look at it. Sorry, I'm trying to show you from underneath and it's kind of hard to do. Anyways, you see how that's able to literally move around down in here? Ignore that it's moving here. That's fine. It should be able to move here, but you shouldn't be able to see it literally. See all that wiggle? That's bad. That means they're bad. It means it's time to go. So I will piece back and forth where I've already done this in the other video and you'll be able to see all that. And then I'm also going to show you how to put them in, and there's just a lot. So basically this video will actually technically be 3 videos pieced together. So just ignore that. It's okay. It will all make sense in the end, I promise. But if you want to know what's going on with the pivot cups, there's a lot going on. If you're looking for them, I would recommend getting on the ball. I explain who I went through, what happened, where I ended up going to next, and what's still going on with that, all at the end, so you don't have to listen to all that crap and you can just get right onto this if that's what you want. Okay, so to remove it, I've already removed 2 from my left skate. Now I'm on my right skate. What you're going to do is get a flathead and literally, I'm going to try to make it where you can see this best. You go in there, down into the pivot cup, and you just kind of push into the bottom angle. See how it's kind of moving out? See that a little? You just keep wriggling it around. Sometimes they're a little easier than others. This one's being very nice. Until you can either pull it out or it pops out. So you should just have an empty little plastic hole. Well, an empty little hole in the nylon. So we'll do this one also. The back tends to be a bit trickier because it's a little angled. So anyways, I'm pushing it in. And just pushing it. You'll feel it catch. See, this one's going to be tricky. See how it's popping back in there a little? And just keep pulling until you're able to pop it out. So literally, to put in the new ones, you take your new one, you hit pushing in the hole, and you slide it in, and it should fit just like that. If it doesn't fit just like that, they're not the right ones, because that's what happened in the beginning of the other pair that I got. They were huge. I had to try to force them in, and the inside diameter was way too big. Just watch the video. You'll know what you don't need if you watch the rest of the video. So anyways, I'm going to put the next one in. Actually, I want to show, so this is a new pivot cup. You see that inside diameter right there? See how it's not too tiny? Or not, well, not too big. So this is one of my worn out ones. See how much wider this is now? Because it's been worn out. This started off this size, and now it's been stretched out. See how big the inside hole is? It's a little hard to tell here. But if you can see the truck in it, you'll be able to see like it wiggle woggles around. Anyways, new pivot cups. And so then what you would do is literally, you put in your new pivot cups, so you would re-put on your trucks, following the order of basically washer, then cushion, down first. Then your truck would slide on, you know, in the direction of going back or going forward, depending on which one it is. And then your next cushion would go on top of that. Then your next little washer would go on top of that, pointed, you know, downwards like this. And then you would screw it on. Now I, as you will see in the other part of the video, if you will go and watch that, in the beginning of this, bought myself all new everything. So I have new cushions. These are squishier than the ones that come in the lollies. I have new wheels. I went ahead through my order I had to do through Moxi in the end there to get the pivot cups, which is not where I started. I got new insoles while I was there. Got new toe stops. I'm about to take my bearings out and clean. The only thing I didn't get new was bearings, and I'm going to take mine out and clean them because it's time again, because I mean, look, they're getting pretty. I actually cleaned them like a month ago. I got like rained on like 3 days after. It rains a lot in Florida. So anywho, that's how you do it. If you would like to see how to put on everything else, I can do that for you real fast too. So that way, let me put the other ones in the other skates real fast. Literally, new pivot cup in the hole. Slide it in. Bam, there you go. It's so easy. No. So easy. New pivot cups. Okay, the thing is that everything else is pretty dirty. So I need to kind of wipe those down. I guess I could pop it apart just to show you the transition. I use rubbing alcohol, by the way, to tidy these up, in case you're wondering what to use. Like, I want to use water because it's metal. Rubbing alcohol will evaporate very quickly. I already have it all laid out because I was going to clean them. I just kind of, I got so bamboozled with this video turning into 3 videos rather than 1 video. I like things to be done to the point that I hadn't really thought this out. Alright, so anyways, I just go and clean around everything and get it where it's all, throwing things, where it doesn't have any more dirt and grime on it. I'm gonna I need to pop these wheels off, but for the sake of you knowing how to put this all together, I will show you. Let me pop my wheels off so they're not all dirty on there too. Well, that might make things complicated because I need to clean them. Okay, I'm not popping my wheels off. I'm being beside it. So what you would technically do, okay, so you got your boot. I keep these in order. So when I took everything off, I laid them all out in order. So I know this is my bottom one, even though it doesn't matter because I'm about to replace them, but just so you guys can see exactly how it will go back on. So you got your, your one cushion sliding into the cup. See how it's pushed up, acting as a washer for the bottom. Then your trucks and wheels will go on, sliding into that nice new taut pivot cup in there. Very nice. Center it. Then you get your next one. It goes technically like this, so cushion down. And then the cup is going down this time, holding the cushion in place. They slide down, and then you would tighten. You want your washer to be up. Okay, see that little nub? That's technically the top. The flat side goes against. And voila, you would tighten that all the way down until it's where it needs to be. I'm replacing all this with new cushions and new wheels and such, so I'm not going to finish it, but so you can see that is the stack that you would do. These little marks are from where I lined them up to rotate them from when I originally got these Moxis, and everything was pinched and I was constantly pulling to the right and couldn't figure out what was going on. My cushions had been squished too tight when they had originally
you know, built the skates basically. And so that's why that little mark is on there. I rotated them to be able to see what was the original front and versus back, and that helped dramatically. I'm hoping that with these new cushions, I'm going to have like the smoothest ride ever, because my cushions from the very beginning of having the Moxis were messed up from brand new. They were squished down a little, so the ride was weird. Anyways, I'm not going to clean everything for myself. I'm not going to show you that, but I will show you the end product when I'm done. Basically, I'm just going to rubbing alcohol everything, try to get the dirt and stuff out of the little, where all the threads are. I am going to take a little bit of my speed cream and put it in the threading, because a lot of dirt gets in there, and that helps. And yeah, I discussed that thoroughly in the other video also. I go into a lot of things in the other video because I was prepared, and then the pivot cups didn't work out, and it's a whole thing. But if you want to know more about maintaining basically the metal versus the nylon plate, what not to use if you want to put some lubrication basically on these, because you have to be careful with petroleum-based products on plastics. I go into all that.
Okay, so hey guys, it's been like almost 3 weeks since that video you just technically saw. It has been a shit show trying to deal with the pivot cups. So to catch you up, I'm not going to be finishing everything in this video. I'm just giving you a real quick on what's happening. And then tomorrow morning, hopefully I will have time to get everything done and put together and be able to finish the video for you, so you can actually see how you put them back in and everything else. So the original pivot cups that I got in that video were from Derby Warehouse, and basically they were not correct, or at least they think they're correct, but they clearly were not correct. So they asked me for a bunch of pictures showing that I had installed them correctly, which there's not really a way to not install them correctly. But anyways, I sent them the pictures, and they basically said to send them back to them. I did. It took almost a week for them to even get to them shipping wise, and so they got them like a week ago, and I still haven't heard anything back from them. I don't know if I'm getting a replacement, like an exchange, or if they're giving me back my money. I have no idea what's happening, because I haven't heard from them. So on that note, I got aggravated because it was taking too long, because I haven't been able to skate this whole time because I don't have pivot cups, and my other ones were busted up, and I had busted them up more, taken them out, and I was like, I'm just gonna have to wait and just be patient, which has been very frustrating, because, you know, I've done the year challenge, so now I'm like, I skate every day. It's very weird to not be skating right now. Anyways, so basically I looked around, and I didn't find many companies that had them. I contacted this company called, I want to say it was Bad Girlfriend Skates, and basically they pretty much told me that they hadn't run into the same problem, in the sense that Rydell sent them the same type of pivot cups that I got from Derby Warehouse as a replacement to the previous pivot cups that fit this nylon thruster plate. So apparently Rydell changed the size of the trucks that they're now using, that are the ones that normally fit their nylon thruster plates, which is what Moxi uses in their lolly skates, and what a couple of other brands of skates use also, but I'm not sure now. It's been a little while since I looked at all this. But basically, they are using a larger truck, so that pin is larger. So now they're doing larger cups, and they're just sending those cups, not sending the previous cups that fit all of our skates that we've all had now. Like, I've had my lollies for 8 months, so they're not that old. So I don't know if the new lollies coming out have the new size trucks, or if they still have this size trucks. I'm not sure, so you guys might want to find out, because it was chaos trying to get this situated, right? So anyways, I talked to Bad Girlfriend Skates. They said they were able, that basically Rydell didn't send them the original ones anymore, but they figured out that the Sure Grip cups that they have do fit and work in the nylon plates with the trucks that are on my lollies now. They're back here. I'm like pointing to them like they're right next to me. Yeah, so that was complicated. And basically Bad Girlfriend Skates told me they think that I should try to find somebody around the US, because they're out of the UK, and it's going to be extremely expensive for shipping. And I was already like, I can't really spend more on this. I already spent for what I got, you know. So anyways, so I've just been sitting on these goody, beautiful, brand new objects that go to my skates that I can't put on there yet, because I need the new pivot cups to put everything together, because I'm not just going to go and put all my brand new stuff on a pair of skates that aren't really working right now. I can't even, because I don't have the pivot cups, because I busted the one, and so I've been waiting. Anyways, so I ended up, after a lot of thought, I ended up deciding to go through Moxi. The reason I originally didn't go through Moxi is because their pivot cups are double the price. Everywhere else that I found, they're selling them at 50 cents each. Moxi is selling them at $1 each, and you can only buy them in a set of 4, not buy them individually, which that's not a problem. I want a whole new set, but for somebody that needs to replace like one, you'd have to buy a set for $4 versus buying
one individual cup from somebody else for 50 cents or for $2 for an entire set. But the other thing with Moxi is that they are not offering any form of free shipping. In fact, the only shipping they're offering, like, so I'm not expecting them to just offer me free shipping for like a $4 order, obviously, but if I hit like $50 or something, come on, give me a deal here, you know. The only shipping that they're offering, no matter what, is 2-day shipping for $20 or overnight shipping, or I think it's 1-day shipping for $26. So like, that's a lot of money for shipping, for me anyways, and my current state of still not working. And so after I've already ordered this stuff and I was supposed to have it together, I'm like, oh, so I didn't want to do that. And I originally hadn't done it for that exact reason. So I was like, I can't spend $20 on shipping. Like, if I'm going to hit like $50 on an order and justify it for myself when I'm not working right now, it's got to be that I got a $50. That's what I had to do with Derby Warehouse. I think it was $40. You hit $40 and you get free shipping. So I just went ahead and bought the new wheels and bought the new, cushions and the pivot cups, and that hit the free shipping, and it was like, okay, well, I needed all those items anyway, so that's fine. But with Moxi, it's $20 no matter what, 2-day shipping. So I finally decided, okay, whatever. I bought new insoles from Moxi. I bought pivot cups. I bought 4 sets of the pivot cups. Okay, so that means 4 full sets. Okay, so like as in 4 pivot cups go on a set of skates, on 2 roller skates. So I bought 16 individual pivot cups technically, right? Because I wanted to be able to not have to worry about this again for a long time. It took 8 months to wear those out. So I figure in 8 months to a year, you know, and that means I have like 3 to 4 years for the pivot cups. Great. Don't have to worry about it for a long time because apparently it's going to get complicated to find them. So I'm just go ahead and beat this right now, you know. So anyways, I ordered that, and then I ordered the leopard print roller skate laces because I've wanted these for a really long time, and they've been sold out of them for a really long time, and I'm not even planning on putting them on right now. I actually really like my black roller skate laces that I got relatively sort of recently. It's been a while, but not that long of a while. Anyways, I'm liking them. I don't want to change them out yet. And I bought them originally with the idea of eventually I'd have new wheels that were going to be bright red. And so I was like alternating because right now I have, you know, black wheels, and that's fine with my black laces, but I want some red and black because red and black. Anyways, so I decided to get the new insoles because mine are all worn in and all just, you know, squished from being all funky dilly in the beginning and everything. And I got new cushions and the wheels already, and the toe stops from the order with Derby Warehouse. It was supposed to be my pivot cups. I wasn't expecting to have to do another order, but it had already been a week and a half, and they'd already received my pivot cups after a week of shipping, and I still haven't heard anything from them, and now it's going on almost 3 weeks since I left and did a camping trip after still waiting around after this Moxi order. And so anyways, it's been ridiculous. I made my order through Moxi finally. I decided to do the 4 sets, and I got off track. Sorry, I did the 4 sets. I did the insoles and the laces. And even though I still had to pay the shipping, I was like, well, you know, at 2 days. So it says 2-day shipping. So I'll get these fast. I'll be able to do everything on my skates but the bearings, which I'm just going to clean because they're still fine. And like, grade A, you know. So that was Sunday night. And not as in right now Sunday, but as in a Sunday night. And so I was like, all right, well, if it's Sunday, that means Monday morning, they're going to be on the ball. They're going to ship out my stuff. Worst case scenario, Tuesday, I'll have it before I leave for Georgia to go on the camping trip that I took. So that was actually a week later, the camping trip. I was like, I'll definitely have it. Because nobody's going to be here, so I didn't want to have a package just on the front porch. So 2 days. Okay, fine. Justify it. I make my order. I'm waiting. I look at the tracking number. It still isn't telling me anything. Like, it's still like, oh, not up to date or whatever. Hi, Susan. And so then on day 3, so we're now on Wednesday. I ordered them Sunday. I'm on Wednesday. I'm like, what's going on? My tracking number still isn't working. And then I get this automated email from Moxi telling me, oh, shipping is going to be 10 to 14 days. And I was like, what? I was very upset. Because first off, you made me pay $20 for 2-day shipping. And second off, you didn't even tell me until 3 days, you know, technically after, like a Sunday night, but you didn't tell me until Wednesday that you're going to postpone it to 10 to 14 days. And third, I had double checked their website super hard because I know they're backed up on everything to make sure they weren't going to be backed up on the hardware, or I wasn't going to bother. And it said that only roller skates were backed up and that all hardware was shipping out on time, and then they only let me do a 2-day shipping. So you made me pay $20 for 2-day shipping. You don't tell me until technically 3 solid days later, because I'm not going to count Sunday. It's not a business day or whatever. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wait till Wednesday to tell me that's going to be 10 to 14 days before you ship to me. I was mad. So I mean, I was understanding, but I was mad, you know, at the same time, because now I'm really frustrated because it's been forever since I've been able to skate. These pivot cups are becoming a pain in the ass. And so anyways, I emailed them and basically said that I didn't feel that that was, you know, right. And if they could just return my price of shipping and just do it, you know, ground or whatever, and give me the difference of what was left over of the shipping, then I would be patient and wait for it to come. But if it's going to be 10 to 14 days and you maybe pay $20 for $20 for 2-day shipping, I can't talk. You know, that's just not right. I don't feel that that's right. And so they emailed me back on the 7th day after my original order and said, good news, your order has shipped. So yes, that's good news, my order shipped, but I also thought that was kind of shitty. Like, okay, well, it's been 7 days, not including Sunday, since I ordered this from you. So that's not really right. And technically 6 days, I want to say, if you take out Sunday. I have to go back now and look because it's been a little while still. So anyways, I leave for my trip. I basically was gone for 4 days. Like 2 days after that when they told me to ship. So basically the package should have been getting there the following Saturday because it was Thursday that I had talked to them. And so I left and was like, well, the package is just going to be, you know, outside. So my sisters double checked on it for me, and so they brought it inside because I gave them the key to my house, so they came over. And anyways, it came. So then I didn't get back for another 3 days. So then I get back, and then I open it, and I only have one set of my pivot cups. So I have these 4, which is what I'm going to be putting in tomorrow morning, because I'm working on taking apart everything and putting everything together from being gone from camping for multiple days. And so then I emailed them and was like, I'm missing my other sets. So I haven't had a chance to check my email this morning. So hopefully they sent them out. I don't know. Anyways, pivot cups have been a pain in my ass. Just so you guys know. So if you're going to need them, or you just want to get ahead of the ball, I would just go ahead and get on the ball, because apparently Rydell's changing them. And so I don't know. These look to be the correct ones, what Moxi sent me. I'll see if you can see them up close. See, they're actually kind of thick. They're a little squishy. So they aren't as squishy as the ones that came out of my skates. Those are still more rubbery, but they definitely look to be the correct size and everything. I'll find out in the morning tomorrow. But so you guys know, be careful. It's good. They might be hard to find because Rydell's changing the truck size. And I don't know if that means they're changing them for Moxi, because clearly Moxi sent me the ones that are at least look the correct so far. I don't know. I'll be finding out in the morning and putting it all together for you guys. So just so you know, get on the ball.